tweeted at me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And let me read what the last one said. It said, greedy CEO who pretends like he's self-made. What a clown. Fraud. Always has been, always will be. Quit the tough guy act in these Senate hearings. You know where to find me. Any place, anytime, cowboy. Sir, this is a time, this is a place. If you want to run your mouth, we can be two consenting adults. We can finish it here.
Okay, that's fine. Perfect.
You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your butt up then.
You stand your butt up.
Oh, hold on.
Oh,
Stop it.
Is that your solution every
Hold on. No, sit down. Sit down. Okay. You know, you're a United States Senator. Sit down.
Active.
Oh, okay.
Sit down, please.
That was Teamsters President Sean O'Brien sparring with Republican Senator Markwayne Mullin during a Senate hearing back in 2023. But as the head of the Teamsters, O'Brien doesn't just fight against corporate politicians in the halls of Congress. In the age of weak and corrupt leadership, O'Brien bucks the trend. He's known to go to war on behalf of his members, securing better pay and working conditions. And today, we're really in for a treat because Sean is here to talk about protecting labor in the age of Donald Trump and more. Sean, welcome to TYT.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you. So let's get right in because there was a lot that I really disliked about the leadership of former President Joe Biden, but he appointed actual pro-labor people to serve on the National Labor Relations Board, and I've always given him a lot of credit for that. Unfortunately, yesterday, President Donald Trump decided to remove acting general counsel Jennifer Abruzzo, which is unfortunate, but he has the right to do that. But he also removed NLRB board member Gwynn Wilcox, which he is prohibited from doing. There are some legal issues with him doing that. So Trump also has a record of being against labor unions, as this video from 2008 on the UAW strike makes clear.
It's the same thing with the unions.
That's right.
They get their little 5%, they get another 2%, they get another 3%, 4%. Then all of a sudden they're making more money than the people that own the company.
So in an interview with Tucker Carlson, you said you believe that Trump wants to show that he stands for labor. Obviously, this was before his latest actions with the NLRB, but I am wondering, do you still believe that he's going to carry out what's in the best interests of labor?
Well, I mean, I think he said all along during the campaign, I think many Republicans echoed the same message, was that they wanted to be the working families parties, that they weren't against labor unions. But people are focusing on the drastic actions of this last week, and some of them have been drastic. Yesterday's termination indicated, that Trump's in charge and he's going to make the decisions regardless. But I think what we need to focus on is the NLRB as a whole. Mm-hmm. Over the last 20 years, I think anybody that has to deal with the NLRB and the Teamsters Union on behalf of 1.3 million members deals with the NLRB and has probably more proactively than any other union. And I think no matter who has been the president, whether it was President Bush, whether it was Obama, whether it was Trump, whether it was Biden, and again, Trump, I think we can all agree that that system, it's a broke bureaucratic system that needs reform, regardless of who's in charge. I think, it's been well documented and proven that when you file charges at the NLRB or when you have an issue at the NLRB, there's no quick resolution. So I think regardless of who's in charge and regardless of who's on the board, I think we need to really take a hard look at making this process on behalf of American workers easier. Mm-hmm. And look, the Republicans said a lot of things during this election on how they want to be the working party's representative. Well, what we're focused on right now, and it's too bad people lose their job, anybody that loses their job, but what we're focused on in the Teamsters Union is making certain that we work hard to get Laurie Chavez DeRemer appointed as Secretary of Labor. And that was one of our goals soon after President Trump won. And I went down to meet with him and lobbied very hard, 3.5 hours. And it wasn't an easy lift. So in one of our conversations, I said, you thank unions for winning the election. You thank the rank and file members. Now you need to appoint a Secretary of Labor that is going to be pro-worker, pro-union, and he appointed Laurie Chavez de Remer. So even though there's been some moves that he's made that people may not agree with, our eye is on the prize in getting Congresswoman de Remer appointed Secretary of Labor.
Yeah, first of all, thank you for recommending someone who's actually pro-labor to Donald Trump. Thank you for putting in the work and negotiating with him. I know that that's not an easy lift, but I am a little bit concerned about her fate, especially considering some of the statements that we're hearing from Republican members of the Senate who obviously would need to vote in favor of confirming her. So, Donald Trump did nominate former Congresswoman Laurie Chavez de Remer. I've talked about her on the show. But, Rand Paul put out a statement just this week, Senator, who says, I'm not in favor of her. She's a little too pro-labor. I think, let's take a look at that graphic. I think she'll lose 15 Republicans and she'll get 25 Democrats. I mean, she's very pro-labor. She might get all the Democrats, who knows? And look, all the Democrats might vote for her. Maybe we don't need, every single Republican to support her. But what do you say to Senator Paul, who has a problem with a pro-labor individual serving as labor secretary?
Well, Senator Paul has a problem, I think, with anybody that don't agree with his personal agenda, and he's got to realize that there is a new wave of Republicans and hopefully Democrats, and he's stuck in the old school mentality, as well as some Democrats, and he needs to realize that to get anything done in this country, there's got to be cooperation, there's got to be bipartisan support, and look, here's a guy that. He's made statements about being pro right to work, and Laurie Chavez de Remer doesn't stand for what he stands for. It's not about him. It's about the constituency that he represents, and he needs to realize that. And look, if he wants to, obviously try and curtail her appointment, I'm going to tell you, we're going to work hard. We're working on both sides of the aisle, advocating for Laurie Chavez de Remer, and there is an appetite for bipartisan support of her appointment. And this just goes to show you, Rand Paul, he should embrace working people. He should embrace unionization. I mean, for someone to just be, hell bent and saying no because he doesn't agree with it, go talk to your constituency, leave Washington, D.C., see what your constituents want. And I guarantee you, and look, we've proven, I think organized labor, rank and file members have proven that, they vote and their vote matters. And maybe, he needs time for him to go.
I mean, I love that threat, right? The threat of political ramifications if you don't actually serve what's in the best interest of your constituents. But unfortunately, I feel that we have a political system that's now partly broken due to the fact that bribery is kind of baked in. And so those corporate donors unfortunately seem to have more sway over these politicians as opposed to constituents and labor. But I want to get back to why it is that you decided to recommend Chavez de Remer for this position. She was a Republican congresswoman, so when I was kind of singing her praises on the show, there was some pushback, people questioning whether she really deserves the pro-worker, description. But since you're the one who recommended her, why did you recommend her? What is it about Chavez de Remer?
Well, I recommended her because she worked very hard on behalf of a lot of our members in Oregon. Her lineage, she's a daughter of a Teamster out of Northern California. She supported the PRO Act in its last version, and she understands working people. But everybody is going to always critique whatever decision whoever's in power. But the reality of it is, anybody that, especially in labor, that's wondering, what Laurie Chavez de Remer is going to do. What is the alternative? What was the alternative? I mean, clearly the Republicans won the election. We needed a Secretary of Labor that has some union connection, that understands how important the struggle is for working people, has supported issues in the past that support working people. So what is the alternative if it's not her? And she came on strong. We met with her. We liked what she had to say, and we advocated for her, and we're going to stand by our decision. And look, our decision is based upon the 1.3 million members that we represent, but also the American worker that we hope to represent.
Hey, thanks for watching that video. We really appreciate it, guys. And we appreciate it if you become members, because that allows us to be independent, honest, progressive, all the things that you don't get from corporate media. And all of that is because of you guys. Hit the join button below and become one of us. Become a Young Turk.